They did not know for sure that he was the Messiah, but that his dazzling white is definitely the divine and the heavenly presence.
I think it's
I said that right.
typical of Peter to make some offhand remark. You know, he was always getting in trouble about talking too much. And I thought that was really, you know, getting excited. Oh, we're going to build this.
Yeah, and we're going to go on to that. Yeah, and why did this transfiguration take place? Was it to confirm all that Jesus had just said 6 days earlier? Was it to confirm Peter's confession of Jesus was Messiah? To validate Jesus in the eyes of the apostles so that they knew that Jesus was not just another self-proclaimed Messiah, but indeed the anointed one. And how do you suppose Peter, James, and John felt when they witnessed the transfiguration? How would you feel?
They were stunned.
Fear, excitement, probably some anxiety, you know, what's going to happen next? Joy, dread, confusion. But the transfiguration in verse 4, and they appeared to them Elijah with Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Then Peter said to Jesus, Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us make the 3 dwellings, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. He did not know what to say, for they were terrified. The transfiguration of Jesus itself was not enough, however. More amazing shocks were to come. As they watched, here comes Moses, and Elijah suddenly appeared and engaged in conversation. And it says to do not belabor how the apostles were able to identify Moses and Elijah. They just did. But they would have had some help, wouldn't they have? Because it was foretold in the Old Testament that Elijah would come again, right? And that Moses. And both of these were what? They were taken up into heaven, right? In a whirlwind. And I don't know, I still find it sometimes confusing about Moses. They say he was taken up into heaven, but they say he was buried,
He slept with his ancestors.
But they can't find his grave. Well, now how do they know? See, can anybody help me on that one?
Well, Jesus was buried too, and he ascended later.
Yeah, I guess. And someone saw this of Moses, so
Well, it's my understanding that Ezekiel, that was literally taken up. I don't know about Moses.
well, this much it says, Moses did not die, but was also taken up into heaven. Moses' grave has never been found according to the Jewish legend. And
I'm sure our Sunday school class booklet is much more authoritative than that.
And I was trying to think of this writer. Did we find, well, who the writer was? But anyway, this is what this book says. So,
I think this is where that saying, having a mountaintop experience, comes from.
oh yeah, most definitely. That's probably where that expression comes from. The conversation between Jesus, Elijah, and Moses identified Jesus as also eternal and everlasting, a resident of the heavenly kingdom. And again, the ever-impetuous Peter spoke without thinking, as Jane was saying. Why do you think that he said that? Let us stay here and make 3 dwellings. Why do you think he said that?
What did he say?
He said, let us stay here. It's good for us to be here. Let us make 3 dwellings. One for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah.
Well, in Deuteronomy 34, 34:5, and Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in Moab, as the Lord day, no one knows where his grave is.
No. So, that's it.
You know, I don't know, but my guess would be they wanted to preserve the moment. Here's this wonderful, exciting moment. And so let's build a little house, a little tent or something, so we can continue on with this wonderful experience.
Yeah, they wanted to stay there in this divine company. I mean, you know, here they were with Jesus, and as we go on to the next verse, here's God's voice, and with Elijah and Moses, they wanted to stay in this divine company. And, you know, then were they thinking maybe in the back of their minds that Jesus had said that he would die? And so there was probably a lot of thought in there. And then they would have to go back to a new experience of understanding of this discipleship that they had and understanding.
Well, I wonder if it's because at this time they were still thinking that Jesus was a physical, or hoping that Jesus was a physical ruler that was going to straighten out mankind, and that Elijah and Moses came to help him with this. Be physical rather than spiritual.
And what did Moses and Elijah do?
They did that to God too. I mean, you know, the ark, the building the temple, they're wanting to contain that, or to, I suppose in some ways, honor it. But like Richard said, it's something physical. They wanted something tangible.
I'm not going to get to the end of this lesson yet. You got. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from there came a voice. This is my son, the beloved. Listen to him. Suddenly, when they looked around, they saw no one with them anymore, but only Jesus. And why the cloud?